Hello and welcome to the Matt Ligor Show. I am your host, Matt Ligor. So today we are going to be talking about business, inspiration, organization, diligence. And I have a guest on my show who I've found to be probably one of the most organized and capable people I have ever met. She is also the wife of my previous guest, Andy Dokas. So I want to welcome to the show my guest, Jody Dokas.
Hey.
Welcome to the show. So now, Jody, before we get started, I've known you for a few years now, and I've noticed some things about you, all right? So one thing is you're very organized. Am I right about that?
Yes.
Yes. You have a very skill. You're very diligent. You're very focused. You also are very into health and fitness, right?
Yes.
Yes, very much so. And I don't know why, but I wrote it down here, and it says you're a grandmother.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You're sure about that, right?
I am.
100%,
That's what
right?
I've been told.
Okay, because you don't look like a grandma.
Well, thank you.
But you're busting that stereotype
Yes.
apart, all right? This is the new grandmother of the
Right.
the new millennium,
Yep,
right?
that's
Right.
me.
and how old are your grandkids?
They are 4 and 1.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, that's really nice.
Oh, it's
isn't it?
amazing. It's the love beyond anything you thought you ever had for an individual.
Yeah, that's one of those things I bet you can't explain to someone until you have the grandkids,
can't.
right? Just like you can't explain, well, what children are great.
Exactly,
You can't
exactly.
really understand that till you have them. So, okay, so enough with that.
Yes.
All right. You're also a mother. How many kids you have?
2.
2 kids.
2
all right.
girls.
2 girls. And with you and Andy, you have
6.
6
Yes.
kids, like the Brady Bunch.
We are the Brady Bunch.
You never heard that before, did
Never,
you?
no,
I just thought that
yeah.
up. I made it up
It was
quick.
original.
Yeah, it was. I like being original. So what do you do? You have your own business. What is it?
Yes. So I own a life insurance company, and we broker for a carrier, and we sell life insurance over the phone.
Over the phone,
Yep.
okay.
We
all right.
target a market, a niche market like 50 to 85.
Yeah.
So we sell more or less final expense coverage for those people to make sure that all of their arrangements are all set and taken care of so it doesn't end up being a burden on their family.
Now, is that overall, I mean, you hear that, expensive, the final cost. A lot of times that gets overshadowed by the grief of the whole moment, right?
Yeah.
Is that a burden on a lot of people, the final expense? Is that like a crippling burden, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, for the individual that's aging that knows that's coming, it's a huge burden because they know that they don't have $10,000 to $15,000 sitting in the bank to pay for it. And they know that they're going to be their loved ones who end up eventually paying for that price, and they don't want to leave that behind. And then for the children of those aging individuals, they know if mom or dad don't have the funds, it's going to be their responsibility. So they're looking at loans, credit cards, whatever they can get their hands on. Social media now, I see GoFundMe pages out to pay for people's funerals. It's scary.
Yeah.
And the old adage of, life insurance is too expensive, it's not. If you don't need a $100,000 policy to bury someone, you know. So that's what we do. We really try to educate them. We try to make sure they understand it is affordable, they can do it, and we can help them. And we have a program that they can fit right into.
What's the name of your company?
United Life Associates.
All right, and do you have a website?
I do. It's unitedlifeassociates.com.
All right, that's good because we're going to put it up on the
Okay.
screen too. So,
Yeah.
so just in case someone's interested in this,
Absolutely.
I think that you were explaining to me what it does. When a loved one dies, that is just so troubling, and then to have to be burdened with the incidentals that you have to go through. Now, this company, they handle that too, don't they?
They do. So Senior Life Insurance Company is who we sell for. And they have a program that is like a concierge service to the family. So the family makes one phone call. It's called Legacy Assurance. They make one phone call to the Legacy Assurance team, and they go into action. They reach out to the funeral homes. They get the casket, vault, and headstone shipped to the funeral home at wholesale prices. So what would normally cost a family anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 only costs them $3,500 for those 3 products.
Oh, wow.
And then they negotiate the services. They negotiate the cost the funeral home is charging for all the different services, and they really save the family a lot of money, but a lot of heartache too. I mean, if you've ever had to go through that process, the worst thing is going and picking out the casket. You know, and here you are grieving. You just lost someone you love dearly. Now you're picturing putting them in one of these caskets, and of course you're going to go for a more expensive one, and that's the worst experience.
Yeah.
So they take care of all that for them.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
So now let's want to go back to what I said before. One of the things when I first met you and I was working with you and Andy was the level of organization you had.
Great.
All right. Is that something that comes natural to you?
No. I mean, I don't think it comes natural to many people. It's something you learn because how do you want to be in life? You know, unorganized, not knowing what's coming next, or do you want to be organized to a point where you know what's coming next, what you need to do next? And if I really learned that from my husband, you know, how to be that organized. I mean, he carries a daily planner around,
Yeah.
and he has all of his things he needs to do that day. And you know, it's like he says, if you don't know what you have to do that day, what are you going to do? Where's your path? And so he really taught me how to be more organized. I mean, I considered myself organized before I met him, but I definitely was able to fine-tune that after.
You're being very gracious, and is it because he's sitting right
No,
there?
no.
Because he says the other thing. He says that your organization made him more successful.
Oh, okay.
So I guess the expression is the expression we've all heard it. Behind every successful man is a great woman, but it works both ways, right?
It does. It's being supportive, you know. I mean, he's supportive of me, I'm supportive of him, and it really works out really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys work together every day,
Every
huh?
day, all day long.
That is, again, that's impressive too.
Yeah,
Because there's a lot of couples that
wouldn't do it.
no. And you know, a lot of couples that probably shouldn't do it either.
No.
You know?
I know, it's so funny. I hear people say, oh, if I had to work with my husband every day, I'd kill him. And I'm like, oh, I don't. Then why are you with him? Because once you retire,
when the kids are gone,
you know,
right?
surprise, you're going to be with them every day. So, you know, that's when I sell him life insurance. No,
Oh, really?
just kidding.
So you look for that opportunity and
Right,
say, hey, look,
hey.
I got an idea. This could work. This could work well for both of us. So I want to go to another thing. One of the things, I mean, obviously, I was always loved working with you and Andy, your organization. It was like you raised everybody's bar in your organization, with your organization. Right?
Yeah.
But one of the things that struck me the most about you was your health and fitness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So what's the term? Like, what would you call what you do?
Right. So what I started doing was just trying to be healthy. I was always thin, never had a figure or anything. So I started going to a gym and trying to put some muscle tone. It's almost 6 feet tall. It's very difficult to build, a lot of muscle tone because your muscles are longer, whatever. But anyway, I wanted to do something, give myself a better figure. So I started going to a gym just to do that, and then met a trainer who said, have you ever thought about being a figure competitor? And I'm very shy, and I said, no way. And she says, come with me, I think you can do it. So we went to a show, we watched, I said, I can do that. And I've always wanted to strive to be better. I've always wanted to do something different, better, for myself, not competing against anyone, but for myself to prove that I can do it. And so I said I could do this. So I committed to a trainer and to a date. And that's what really focuses you. You have a date that in 7 months, you're going to be standing on that stage in a bikini in front of hundreds of people, and they're going to be judging you on what you look like, because this is what it is. It's a figure competition. Yeah. You better have done your best, or it's your fault. It's no one else's fault but yours.
That's not stressful.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Being judged.
Yeah. So you commit. You commit to, an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, whatever it is, to the gym every day, 5 days a week. Make sure that you get there every day. No excuses. Was there days that I didn't want to go? Yes.
Yeah.
But I knew on April 17th, when I was standing on that stage, if I didn't do my best, then I knew I would regret not going to the gym that day.
So, okay, that's excellent. So, and you did this how many times?
4 times.
Oh my God, I didn't know you did it 4 times.
Yeah.
I thought you did it twice.
No.
4 times you did that.
Yeah.
Wow. And so, now you're right. Whenever you're going to enter a competition, I've never entered a competition like that. I have done physical challenges before.
Yeah.
I did a Tough Mudder competition, and
Wow.
I knew that date, when that date came, that I better be ready.
Right.
Because you have to do it with a team.
Yeah.
And I knew if I'm not in shape, I'm going to let everybody down. So you're right. I some nights I would come home from work,
Yeah.
and my kids were young. I'd play with my kids, and I'd be lying there in my bed, and I'd be tired. And I remember one night it was like 8:30, and I was like, I need to go run.
Yeah.
So I got out of bed and I ran my 5 miles I had to do. And I felt so proud of myself, and I felt so good after that. Now I want to ask you a question. Which was the greatest experience? Was the experience of getting ready for the performance the best part, or was the performance the best part?
When it was over, it was the best part. But I will tell you, when you're on stage and you're doing your routine and you're making, doing the best you can, and knowing that you did the best you can was probably the best part of it, because that satisfaction and knowing that you did this and you're here.
Yeah. You looked amazing, by the way.
Thank
It
you.
was like, and when you see pictures of people like in, on TV and those, like, wow, that's amazing. But to be like, I knew you when you were in the midst of getting ready for a competition. It was an amazing, like, you look good now, but when you're in your training, you transform, like you just look, you like radiate.
Yeah.
The health of it, the exercise of it, the energy of it, it really transforms you as a person.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you're eating, for people to think, oh, that, you're losing weight, you're starving yourself. Oh my gosh, I was eating 5-6 times a day. But you're eating clean. You're eating chicken, fish, broccoli, quinoa, steel cut oats, egg whites, stuff that's good for you. Obviously lots of protein, but you're still, getting your broccoli and stuff like that in your greens. But you're eating clean, you're drinking water, so you're not drinking any alcohol, you're not doing anything, putting anything in your body, no sugar, no chocolate, which killed me. But
for how long do you have no chocolate?
Okay, so the diet, the strict diet, now you eat clean and lots of protein for the whole entire time, but you have a strict pre-show diet for probably about 12 weeks. And that 12 weeks, it's no chocolate, no sugar, no fat, no, even the fish that I ate had to be specific fish because, the fat, some fish are more fatty.
Yeah.
And no alcohol, no nothing. And, some people are like, oh, I couldn't do that. Yes, you can. You can. Like, anybody can do it. It's how bad do you want it? Now, did I want to, did I get huge and muscly and manly? No, it's without steroids. Obviously, it's almost impossible to get muscle.
Yeah, it wasn't like that at all.
No, it was a figure competition, bodybuilding figure competition, and they judge you on muscle tone. Obviously they judge you on your body. We had to get really tan, so I don't tan, as you can tell. My skin is fairly white, so I had to get what they call spray tanned, and I actually painted at one point. But there's a lot of preparation. The dieting is harder than the weightlifting part. Okay, it is a lot of dedication, but knowing that you can do anything.
That's where the real cutting comes in. It's the diet, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, because you can see somebody that goes to the gym every day and has a lot of muscle, but you won't see the tone. Once you start dieting and getting rid of all the fat, and it melts off of you. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It melts off of you.
You know what else was amazing?
What?
Is that while you were in that competition getting in incredible shape, you dragged your husband by osmosis with you, and he got into incredible shape.
He did.
And I was like impressed.
Yeah.
Because he always wears that suit and everything. You don't realize underneath he had Superman
He's
body on.
Superman, yeah. So I mean, he was very supportive.
Yeah.
I mean, there was obviously he didn't have to adhere to a strict diet like I did, but he did eat what I ate. If he was eating, something that he couldn't, I'd watch or I'd smell it.
Obviously he was being supportive, but
yes.
Did he get into it too? Like, did he get into it like, oh, I'm feeling great.
Absolutely.
I'm looking great.
Yeah.
We're looking great.
He did, and we actually went to a photo shoot together.
Yeah.
And because you're only like that for a very short period of time, because the diet is specific to almost like a countdown to the day. So the day after each show, I had a photo shoot done, so I could just capture that moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so he would be with me, and he'd do it as well. So we've documented it, and It is amazing how much control you have over yourself and your brain and your body.
Yeah, right. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, right?
It's amazing.
And you can tell your body what to do.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, that's what Tony Robbins says. He goes, you can't leave your mind to its own devices.
Yeah.
He goes, it has to be controlled. So would you ever do it again?
Yes.
Are you going to?
Yes.
Are you planning on it? When's your next competition?
Well, it's done. It's by age.
Yeah.
So I've taken a few years off to obviously focus on the business, because when you're starting your business, that many hours of the day, you don't have a couple hours to spend at the gym. So when I do this again, I'm going to make sure I can commit that time, because if you can't commit the time, don't even bother setting the date. You have to be able to commit the time and make that commitment to yourself. When am I going to do it again? Let's see, I'm not going to reveal my age right now, but I'm looking at in 2 years to do it again. Yeah, so I'll be back with more pictures and updates. And
so when I was talking to Andy, we were talking about having goals for your life. All right, you always have your business goals, and you have your family goals, and you have your personal goals. Now, has being a fitness model, is that what you call it? Or
well, it's like a figure competitor.
Figure competitor, that's what I'm looking for. Figure competitor. Has that helped you in other areas of your life?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once you prove to yourself that you can do that, I mean, it's doing what you do to become a figure or even a bodybuilder competitor, whoever they are. Once you prove you can do that, you can do anything. I mean, it's hard. Controlling your body and controlling what you put in your mouth, people have a hard time doing that.
Yeah.
And if you can control that and say, I'm going to stick to this and I'm going to do it right, you can do. I'm telling you can do anything. And having that goal and knowing that it only works if you have a date. So like we talked about the 5 years with this business. We're going to do 5 years. Most 3 years is probably average people with starting a business, but we have big goals. We have a lot of kids. We have grandkids. We want to spend time with them. And we know that we're going to have more grandchildren. And we know that we want to go lots more places. And we want to take them to Disney World. And we want to vacation, in different spots. Those are big goals. And we want to make sure that we can do it with them. Because that's what we want out of life.
You want to do fun things. They cost money, right?
They do. I mean,
there's no way around it.
No way around it. I mean, we could be those grandparents that bring them over and watch TV, and which isn't a bad thing if that's what you're doing. But we want to make memories. Yeah. That's what life's all about, is making the most memories.
It is. Now, even going out to dinner, if you took all your kids and all your grandkids, that could be...
That's a vacation.
Yeah, that could be a lot of money just to go out. And I'm not talking about going to, the Capitol Grill. You can just be going to a decent restaurant.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet even the old country buffet would still run you probably about $400.
Yeah. I mean, especially with the boys. The boys are young, and they eat a lot. But it is. It's and there's significant others too. So you have all your kids. There's 6 kids, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of them have other significant others.
Yes.
So it's we want to be able to spend time.
Yeah.
And do
fun
things.
Those are great. Those are great goals that everybody wants to have, But it still takes planning.
Yes.
To do little things, to do vacations,
Absolutely.
to if you want to have the right size house for everybody to come over and spend Christmas together, right?
Yep.
You have to have a place where everybody can stay.
Absolutely.
So you have to do those things. So awesome. So you're a fitness competitor, right?
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Yes.
All right. You're an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And you have your own business.
Yes.
All right. Did you plan on starting another business?
No.
How did that happen?
Andy and I, we were looking to do something else. Market America's been wonderful, and we still enjoy that income. We have a taste, a drive to do something else.
A new venture.
Yes. And so I have insurance background, and I did it for 13 years before I met Andy. And we met some people who introduced us to, like the final expense part of it, knowing that there's how many millions of baby boomers out there, and half of them don't have anything. So servicing a need and helping people. I mean, we'd go to someone's home and show them that this can be done. And they'd hug us on the way out, and that's the best feeling ever, being able to help people and knowing that we can be helping people at the same time as making a living really attracted me to this.
Yeah.
And so we said, let's do it. We can do anything. And you can do anything, and you set your mind to it. It may not be easy. Has it been easy the whole time for us? No, we've learned. I mean, we've learned a lot. And did we think it would be like this fast? We thought so. It's taking a little longer, but you know what? It's going, and it's going to be there, and we're going to work until it gets there.
Yeah.
And that's why we have no reservation and no thought about anything other than success.
It's never as easy as you think.
Right.
Right? It's never as easy as you think. But always when you get here and you look back, you're like, well, that wasn't as hard as I thought, right?
Right.
And with planning,
Yep.
and then putting your plan into action,
Yep.
which you guys are very good at, and being consistent.
Consistency is huge. It's huge. You can't, go in and say, okay, I'm going to do this today and really work hard and do this, and then tomorrow, I really don't feel like doing it. You can't do that. Every day you have to be consistent. You have to go in with a goal. All right, I'm going to do this every day. And if I know that I can work my way up to accomplishing this one thing every day, then I'll be successful. And then incorporating that into all the people you work with. This should be your goal every day. If you at least strive to it, you might hit it.
Yeah.
If you don't hit it, at least you got all the way up there and did all of that. So we teach all of our people, and it's a constant feeding of, you can do this, and let's set your goal, and this is what we're going to do today. And we have that morning hoorah every morning with our people. And
so you do a team building with your team?
We do.
Yeah.
Every morning we do a nice team meeting, and by the end of the meeting we put our hands in the middle and we 1, 2, 3 team it out, and it's good. We definitely have a great group of people that
you
are
do.
working hard.
I've been up to your place. I like how is it every Thursday?
Thursday.
You make dinner, right?
I do.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
nice.
I
We
do.
had, I stayed. We had some dinner there. So you make dinner, and so you have like a little camaraderie, and you all eat
Yeah.
together, and kind of.
We do.
Do you talk about business mostly? Is that like a time to get together for a business meeting, or is that
not
like
necessarily.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. We just talk. It's almost like we call it family dinner. Every Thursday night, I make dinner for them. We sit in the big conference room. We sit around the table together and we eat. And whether we talk about what we did last weekend, or oh my gosh, the call I had today, or whatever, it's a time for them to unwind, enjoy each other, build that relationship together, because we all have one goal.
Yeah.
In the end, to help people.
Yeah, so you're building your camaraderie there with everybody. One of my daughter's teachers, he's an excellent teacher, and he always has a food of the week. We went in for a open house, and he was telling us he always has a food of the week. And he goes, the reason I do that, he goes, is because everything happens around food.
Yeah.
He goes, all your family memories are around food at some time.
Yeah.
So that's nice. You share a meal together, and you have your conversation. And I bet you those are the things like years from now, people I work with, they will remember that more than they remembered their biggest commission.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. They talk about the meals, because it's something I try to do something different every week. So.
What's on the docket for tonight?
I was thinking chili.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last week we did pulled pork sandwiches with coleslaw. It was really
that
yummy.
sounds good. I wish I was there last
I know.
week.
What we did cowboy casserole or
cowboy
something.
casserole.
Yeah.
But the pulled pork sounds
Oh,
good.
it
You're gonna have
was
to
so
let me know.
good.
I'll have to show up for
Okay.
an impromptu
Okay.
meeting. Jody, I want to thank you for being on the show.
you.
You've been a great guest. Nice to have you and your husband on. So thank you
Thanks.
very much.
Thanks so much, Matt.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, want to thank you for watching another Matt Ligor Show. Check me out on YouTube, The Matt Ligor Show, and also on Facebook, The Matt Ligor Show. I have the videos on YouTube. I have a lot of other stuff on Facebook. I find inspirational videos and everything on there. So thanks for watching. See ya.